Yo, what's good? What's good? It's your girl Jade the Nightmare. You're listening to Uncovering the Underground with my man Skippy Aker, my Spreaker podcast radio show, bringing you nothing but underground music.
shit make you feel dumb. Sneeze white with a little bit of blood. Consume tight, I do what I want. Rest right, swishing in my cup. When it makes it right, like I'll take flight like down the land I'll never come. I don't know whether to write or press my sample to a gun. Do it. I don't know what to fight, but I feel like I'm not getting done. Don't do it. Do the strength, but it's like I'm the chosen one. I'm trying to join the 27 club. Coke till my nose bleeds. Sip coke till I'm on team. But a motherfucker in the nosebleeds. Smoking dope where they want to see. I'ma do coke till my nose bleeds. Sip coke till I'm on team. I'm a motherfucker in the nosebleeds. Smoking dope where they want to see. I smoke blunts, I don't give a fuck. Black sludge, building in my lungs. Stay alive, easier said than done. Fuck life, I'm gonna die young. I just like making them more fun. Damn right, I do this stuff for none. That's tight, but shit make you feel dumb. Sneeze white with a little bit of blood. Consume tight, I do what I want. Rest right, swishing in my cup. When it makes it right, I put it up. I say fly, down the lane I never come. I don't know whether to write or press my tempo to a gun. Do it. I don't really wanna feel like I'm like I'm not getting done. Don't do it. Deal with the strength, but it's like I'm the chosen one. I'm trying to join the 27 club. Coke till my nose bleeds. Sip coke till I'm on team. But a motherfucker in the nosebleeds. Smoking dope where they want to see. I'ma do coke till my nose bleeds. Sip coke till I'm on team. I'm a motherfucker in the nosebleeds. Smoking dope where they want to see. Smoke blunts, I don't give a fuck. Black sludge, building in my lungs. Stay alive, easier said than done. Straight up, fuck life, I'm gonna die young. I just like making them more fun. Damn right, I do this stuff for none. That tight, but shit make you feel dumb. Sneeze white with a little bit of blood. Consume tight, I do what I want. Rest right, swishing in my cup. When it makes it right, like I take flight like down the land I never come. I don't know whether to write or press my tempo to a gun. I don't know what to fight, but I feel like I'm not getting done. But it's like I'm the chosen one. I'm trying to join the 27 club. Here I come, 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 here I come.
I was pretty like, man, I wonder what he's gonna say about this. What's Dan gonna think?
This ways, ladies never been for me. I'm breaking the box to free me, and I will never say sorry. Repeat, I came to set the wasteland free from defeat. For the things that have never been seen, never been heard. Because I'm born with the love for the masses, get your release tactics and really so absurd. The release of what is real and what is real is sort of fun in the dimension everybody's too scared. Cause if you look at the truth, you're gonna find it, put your body in shock and leave your reality blurred.
Another day of doing nothing like a mannequin is on. I'm sick of living like I'm dying while I'm feeling like my heart is cause I'm bored of the life I'm content with. Give me something crazy to be hanging in suspense. Journey through the galaxy and pencil in a sentence. And we call them many things in this life, but it all boils down to a box that we live in. Maybe yours don't got bars and barbed wire around the perimeter, but it acts as a prison. Holding every single one of us back from marking and barking another kind of crazy expedition. And if you took me inside and started asking me why, I'll tell you the fact is nobody's really living. They all wanna block out, don't wanna talk about, seek out anything real. So if you ever really wonder where you came from, hit you with a light one Darwin's deal. That's a box and it's full of nothing but rocks, so I'ma kick it down the block with zeal. Cause I came for the truth and the whole truth, nothing but the truth, and I ain't leaving till I know what's real. Show me God, show me something that is odd, shoving off to the galaxy, follow me to the land of extremities, where the mind wanna be readily right ahead of me as I travel into the heart, to the centipede. Like a maze of a winding on, I'ma break the box and respawn in the land where man explores the core of life, and all time is gone to escape the land of wait. Another day of doing nothing like a mannequin is on. I'm sick of living like I'm dying while I'm feeling like my heart is I wanna break up on the box and discover new things. Show me God, show me something that is all shipping off to a place like I've seen in a dream. I've seen things with my very own eyes, not to make a little text was crumble and fall apart. Everything the world thinks that it knows been blown out of the water inside of my own heart. Disavow, 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 wow. Everything amazing is in my dark arts. But I vow that I'll never be a puppet. I'm jumping out of the waste and automatically lighting the first spark. You my discovery, hit a hover in front of me. But when I try to tell everyone that you're making fun of me, but the people around me saw every single amazing minute of what I seen. Now we've been changed things, stuttering. Ghost car shouts out to Sean Rye. Reliving memories set to be put aside. Now I'm breaking free from the prison of society's alibis inside of the rioting, the fire that never dies.
When you jump from the box and you make it be known, you get 86 for the mix. ETs make a circle around the house while I'm laying on the couch looking for his lick. Got burns in my bones while the devil's on the phone telling me these pills going quick. But the psychokinetic cycles inside of me, wondering what side of me will I eventually pick.
Another day and doing nothing like a mannequin is on. I'm sick of living like I'm dying while I'm feeling like my life is cause I'm bored of the life, feel content. Will you give me something crazy to be hanging in suspense? Journey through the galaxy and pencil in a sentence. Another day and doing nothing like a mannequin is on. I'm sick of living like I'm dying while I'm feeling like my life is I wanna break up on the box and discover new things. Show me God, show me something that is all shipping off to a place like I've seen in a dream. Do something new, it's never been seen, never been heard. Break free from the wasteland and do something amazing.
Oh my God, am I doing something illegal by doing this video, or is this, am I protected by the First Right Amendment or the amendment? Don't take my baby. I'm at $13,000 a month. What more do you want from me?
You can catch me on the block uptown, that's where I'm coming from. Homewood rapping, east side blessing. Tatted on my arm, for my two stay flexing. Thanks to my mama dad, cause I made a weapon. I've been eventually quiet. City's been set up fire, they like Ace, let it out. So what niggas retire? I mean, you can't do it like me. Sorry, you tried, just a cocky little nigga. I'm sorry, can't even lie. Whoa, look what this beat done did to me. Fanatic for fat asses. I'm winning who wants steady to hear me to lose a breath. Cindy like asthmatic. Still, we don't love it. Us incredibly dogmatic. Running around sound like, how does I do this shit? Fuck you niggas and your mom if you ain't with the crib. I'm close to the throne. Fully on my zone with the whole damn city. Yeah, we on. Watch me how I do this. The birds gonna child, thought you knew this. I treat my life like a movie. Can't fuck with your niggas cause I flew. Watch how I put it down. Watch how this be the water around town. If you with me, then you with me. 2018, getting litty. Y'all ain't never been a slouch. Y'all seen how I get down to work, the music, dancing. I could be Chris around the magic that I'm bringing. These hits, y'all try banging. Even these hating niggas, y'all, I got them all singing. I ain't never gonna stop. Yo, this depth is what I'm coming for. Me and my niggas gotta eat, it's fine fighting for. Thick money squad team, God, whole team. Let's just watch when the shit drop. Have your whole lane switch. I be on a Ross, Kendrick, and J. Cole shit. The way I be spitting, be having these bitches draw. So I'm a bull winner, though beginner bread getter. The type of nigga that get rich, have noodles for dinner. I'ma pull up in that floor, I'ma have the whole hood out. Round town with my queen, with my dreads out. Niggas steady hating, niggas steady faking, but the grind don't stop, I'm overtaking. Watch me how I do this. The birds gonna child, thought you knew this. I treat my life like a movie. Can't fuck with your niggas cause I flew. Watch how I put it down. Watch how this be the water around town. If you with me, then you with me. 2018, getting litty.
rise up through the darkness, rise up. If you're heartless, rise up through the struggles. If you're tired and departed, rise up in the streets, rise up to your feet, rise up to the glory that was given through the prophet. Rise up in the darkness, rise up. If you're heartless, rise up through the struggle. If you're tired and departed, rise up in the streets, rise up to your feet, rise up to the glory that was given through the prophet. Rise up. I thought I was stopping, but really it was projected to go right through my lyrics. Was tempted to see my essence, and so you tried to kill me with demons who found that I had the key. Opened the strings to found that I had the essence in me. I had to open my eyes to find that life was a lie. I couldn't stop the moon, and soon I thought it was chosen to die. But living inside this rain, but driven inside this life, and driving me insane. You can't take knowing this pain. Now you gotta rise up through the darkness, rise up. If you're heartless, rise up through the struggles. If you're tired and departed, rise up in the streets, rise up to your feet, rise up to the glory that was given through the prophet. Rise up in the darkness, rise up. If you're heartless, rise up through the struggle. If you're tired and departed, rise up in the streets, rise up to your feet, rise up to the glory that was given through the prophet. Rise up back at the choices that I was given today. Woke up in my mind surrounded by darkness, so I decided to pray. I tried to kill the destruction to find the torch in my soul. I taking children and lovers, now taking families home. I couldn't take it to break it about my brother is gone. But living with grace and Lord forgive us. Started writing this song. Within these lyrics I opened up and found protected embrace. So through my music's on my face, you gotta rise up. Rise up through the darkness, rise up. If you're heartless, rise up through the struggles. If you're tired and departed, rise up in the streets, rise up to your feet, rise up to the glory that was given through the prophet. Rise up in the darkness, rise up. If you're heartless, rise up through the struggle. If you're tired and departed, rise up in the streets, rise up to your feet, rise up to the glory that was given through the prophet. Rise up.
It's your boy King Cold, and you're listening to Uncovering the Underground with your host Skippy Ickham, right here on Spreaker Podcast Radio, the show that brings you nothing but underground music.
Nine to five. Sick of it. Hey. Yeah. Check it.
Sick of living back and forth, looking for an open door, trying to do what's right, but I don't know no more. All this 9 to 5 got me stressing, so this rap is you impressing, cause it's kinda getting depressing. Chasing checks and able to face it yet. Sick of going job to job, feel like I'm being robbed blind. Look at the pain in my eyes, see the hunger, the anger, the fight, just to make it through the night. Yo, shit ain't right, deal with this kind of struggle, trying to juggle rap, working kids. This can't be it for me, work history getting sickening. Mind playing tricks on me again, this can't be the end. Pick up the mic and sink my teeth in, hopefully me is checks looking like dividends. Man, I gotta face it, getting impatient to hit the pavement. Life's a struggle, welcome to the bubble, rate of us, trying to adjust, God and lust. But what's the rush when Uncle Sam gotta get his pay cut? 9 to 5, sick of all this 9 to 5, sick of all the struggle, sick of all the pain, sick of feeling born the same, lose my brain, just survive, barely alive with this 9 to 5. Yeah, 9 to 5, sick of all this 9 to 5, sick of all the struggle, sick of all the pain, sick of feeling born the same, lose my brain, just survive, barely alive with this 9 to 5. Yeah. I don't even know why I deny it, try and fight it, but it's hard when your loved ones living off one. So you pick up a gun, now you gonna rob a bank, but then you stop and think about the blessings you've been given. Stripped out the weapon, you conceal it with the bitter feeling defeat. Now you're turning, looking to me for answers to be complete, but I cannot answer them. Tired and half dead from not making any bread, and it's gotten me enraged. So a fight must be engaged. The next dude gets in my face, yeah, I'm done with this shit. It's no longer a race, and no longer can I wait for a motherfucker to blow. Wait a minute, Joe's it my time to go? I don't even know, fuck, I'm just trying to leave a legacy. It's all just fake to me, these motherfuckers hating me, but still I grind and I'll shine, going hard for what's mine. And these fools won't give me the time, so I had to take it, man. You know I'm paper chasing, yeah. 9 to 5, sick of all this 9 to 5, sick of all the struggle, sick of all the pain, sick of feeling born the same, losing my brain, just survive, barely alive with this 9 to 5. Yeah, 9 to 5, sick of all this 9 to 5, sick of all the struggle, sick of all the pain, sick of feeling born the same, lose my brain, just survive, barely alive with this 9 to 5. Yeah. It's been a couple days since I ain't been paid, driving me insane is that I can't maintain for my family. Now it's all shambling, there's music, I'm gambling, young man rambling, I gotta get it, clock is ticking, pockets itching, baby mama bitching, constant listening, fiends is constant snitching, that's not my business, burning bridge, but fuck you bitches, I'm barely living, scraping by just to get mines, no wonder why I'm ready to die, getting high to ease my mind, shit ain't fine, every day's like a rewind, time to play it again, shit ain't fun, it's time for me to get a win, so I pick up the pen, proceed to get it in, man, cause for real, being broke ain't no plan, they'll never see me again, it's time to sink or swim, shout out to my daddy, yeah, fuck him, for real though, who throws their own son in prison, one less soul that I won't be missing, fuck them, 9 to 5, sick of all this 9 to 5, sick of all the struggle, sick of all the pain, sick of feeling born the same, lose my brain, just survive, barely alive with this 9 to 5, yeah, 9 to 5, sick of all this 9 to 5, sick of all the struggle, sick of all the pain, sick of feeling born the same, lose my brain, just survive, barely alive with this 9 to 5, yeah.
9 to 5, 9 to 5. Sick of it. 9 to 5, 9 to 5. Sick of it. 9 to 5, 9 to 5.
Danny, yeah. Woke up and I took a pill. Magazine on me big as a book, for real. Wishing a nigga would like a look at yo. I hit him with the okie doke. Funny they should look and feel. Half of these out here are hundreds and fake. I'm shooting and shit with a gun in their face. I don't son, I don't play. I keep running in places. I'm running your place. Bitch, you running this place. I got a 45 in the house. I'm sure that you finna drive. I'm going, you waiting to come, you chilling inside. I got the dope in the pistol, money and missiles. Punish my opponents that make me angry, so it's sound design. If you want it, you got my attention. No in between friends when you shot, when you slipping. A Glock with a clip and I'm shooting like Pippin. You throwing where it's at me. just a product of the place I'm living. I don't give a fuck about a fake religion, give a fuck about a state of politician. I don't give a fuck about most shit. I be getting stoned going through the motions like a heroin needle that's poking into your skin. Bro, my throat is killing something every time it goes in. Who won't smoke with Max, Dean, and Danny? Y'all a liquor, Molly, Coke, and Lean, and Zanny. Bro, the gang eternal, y'all don't understand me. Me and Drive-By been down since feet is family. Real, recognize real. You looking unfamiliar, homie, that's my deal. Everybody know your boy's been rejected by the devil. Call a motherfucker Wolf J Flywheel. What up?
We in the zone, no telling where it's got us going. No going home, things change, gotta seize the moment and own it, yeah. Tell me how you hype, just say so. Man, I'm living life, I don't lay low. Brought some weapons and I guess I bring a payload. Shocking out of anybody in my way, whoa. Tell the devil I'll be back to get my halo. Till then the motherfucker better stay home. All the power that I hold is finna blow the roof off. Any place I bring a mic, I might take souls. Back up, this shit is real as it gets though. Flow cold, dead nice like a headstone. Rappers popping up, I make them vanish like presto. Stop, drop and roll, I make a fire just to get smoke. Life ain't living it in luxury, nah. But I'm someone they all wanna be, yeah. Guess it's saying that I must just be the next best thing to ever come and touch the scene, whoa. Man, I make a wave like Poseidon. Soon enough, you gonna see me with the trident. King in my blood until the day I stop rhyming. Which will be never, cause my intelligence climbing. Look, y'all been irrelevant, better settle with bars. 16's off, rip like I'm a veteran dog. I've been better than many, stepping in the middle to spar. I feel a little me ain't literally a star. We in the zone, no telling where it's got us going. No going home, things change, gotta seize the moment and own it, yeah. Shit go hard, no doubt about that. Power for the moving and we bring it right back. Like I'm just going pedal to the metal in the fast life. Hoping that you get up on the way before it crash right. Telling me that I'ma get it whenever the right time comes. But they will never be ready for that when I hype my buzz. I've been living alone and I'm feeling like I'm in the zone right now. So close to blowing up like I'm the bomb right now, whoa. Checking for the team get big. We on no doubt been on that heat wave shit. Everything we do is been a banger for your ears. Perfect melodies, we hungry so we eat that shit. Making waves at a rapid pace, I can pass the days. But talking crafty words to the crazy pattern for accolades. We have the greats anatomy that I'm just here to have the stage. A rap to y'all what I've written and thought over the passing days. But it's plain and in vain to the whole game knowing that my pain and my game be the same thing showing. With my name be the thing that they all speak. Hoping that I say every page, leave no line left open. I'm a G.O.D., you just a D.O.G. I keep my shit low key until the beat O.D. I'm in the Z.O. and E until I throw in the key. Just keep on throwing the heat, they know me, cause we in the zone. No telling where it's got us going. No going home. Things change, gotta seize the moment and own it, yeah. We in the zone. No telling where it's got us going. No going home. Things change, gotta seize the moment and own it, yeah.
God walks down.
Trey, let's go. Creep inside of mine without a guided light. Twin blades on me, I can teach him how to proper slice. Master a ceremony, show him how to rock a mic. Balls around your neck, I can show you how to rock a pipe. Right? This real life with a little spike. Nah, this real life with a little hype. I'm a little dog, but the ball got a bigger bite. Running around the town at 2GM, player, fuck your life. Lights, camera action on the scene. With y'all it's like a movie, bunch of actors on the team. I am Freddy, I attack and keep attacking in your dreams. Verbs pressing his luck, he don't want action with the team. If he did, luck's about that action for the green. We them underground goons going ratchet with the beam. Check the scheme, I am mean. You don't want me full of steam. This a warning shot for anyone who wanted with this heat. Go. These haters know that I be on my bullshit. I be sitting waiting patient for that bullshit. Knowing they ain't ever gon' pull shit. I be on my gangsta premiere with a full clip. These haters know that I be on my bullshit. I be sitting waiting patient for their bullshit. Knowing they ain't ever gon' pull shit. I be on my gangsta premiere with a full clip.
Y'all niggas really on your pivot, huh? But you don't understand the way that I be trippin'. Nah, I got the stove jumping, nigga, from the way I'm whipping. I try not to fall, cause I know they want me slipping. Drunk, broke in the alley, somewhere, bottle sipping. Speaking of drunk, are you seeing all the balls I'm hitting? Get a taste of that money and start acting different. I've been to jail, now I'm back and it's back to business. Hope my niggas get parole, interrupt the sentence. Played my role, now you see me coming out the trenches. Starting 5, I was seeing niggas on the benches. See them niggas dunk, see them niggas swish. Plus my flow stunk, I was on my bullshit. I had to pop the trunk, now I'm on my goon shit. Yeah, little nigga, let me make this clear. Check reviews 18, that is rated R, yeah. Haters,
these haters know that I be on my bullshit. I be sitting waiting patient for their bullshit. Knowing they ain't ever gon' pull shit. I be on my gangsta premiere with a full clip. These haters know that I be on my bullshit. I be sitting waiting patient for their bullshit. Knowing they ain't ever gon' pull shit. I be on my gangsta premiere with a full clip. I think it's time to tell you that your time is up. Name a movement out here that can rhyme with us. You shine, we bust, she fine, we fuck. Ain't no I inside a team, but her eyes I trust. Whoa, whoa, so why you hating with your hating ass? To feed the fam, I turn to crime like I'm Breaking Bad. They all laugh, but they don't ask. What your life's like me, I had to change that path. I was fast lane whipping, wood grain gripping, gully guns rhythm, how I'm trapping in the kitchen. Local loaf bumping, got the source god dripping. Mikey Skywalking, he gon' keep the source gods living. I am back, heart stopper cardiac. I am cracked to the consumer, how I keep them coming back. I'm a bad batch, they hate, well that's rap. I don't care about opinion, shut your goddamn trap, go. These haters know that I be on my bullshit. I be sitting waiting patient for their bullshit. Knowing they ain't ever gon' pull shit. I be on my gangsta premiere with a full clip. These haters know that I be on my bullshit. I be sitting waiting patient for their bullshit. Knowing they ain't ever gon' pull shit. I be on my gangsta premiere with a full clip.
When I first met Tommy, I was only 13, bouncing a dope-ass Super Ball up and down the street. Then there he was, outside the cemetery. The fog was rolling in, it was really kinda scary. His head was bleeding, said he fell off his bike. So we went back to my spot, I got him some ice. I introduced him to my mom, she didn't pay him no mind. We kicked it all day, Tommy even spent the night. In the morning he was gone, completely out of sight. So I hit the streets to find my new homie with no luck. A couple hours later I was ready to give up, and then there he was in the very same spot. Again with his head bleeding, I'm thinking what the fuck. But then he said, hey, let's play a game, and handed me a rusty blade. Told me there's a guy that lives by himself just down the way, and all I had to do was cut his atoms out the sideways. His name was Tommy, my very best friend. We would play all day, the fun would never end. But Tommy had a secret nobody could see, nobody but me. He said we'd be friends till the end of eternity.
Tommy was dead. He was my best friend. He was my best friend. Tommy was my best friend. Tommy was dead. He was my best friend. He was my best friend.
It was cold, I was walking home all alone. Into the woods when I stumbled on a gravestone. Candle wax, so I couldn't quite make out the name. But his name was Tommy, and he died a year ago today. I remember when the kids are flicking boogers at him, tied him to a tree. Nobody ever bothered to help him. I was there when they locked him in a dog cage. Threw him off an overpass and left him by the highway. Mean kids, why would they do this? Play tricks, beat him up with rocks and sticks. Quick, take abuse so much you get sick. We were playing kickball and he was always last pick. No remorse from the kids on the playground. Always knocked him down to the dirt till he stayed down. He went home and he got his dad's butcher knife. He finally had enough, he chose to take his life.
I never understood why I always did his bidding, but fuck it, we were homies, that's the only reason needed. Many years later I noticed he hasn't aged. When I asked him about it, he just quickly looked away. Spiraled into a rage, threw a table at my face, and vanished without a trace. It was a few days later he decided to explain. He'd been dead for years at the hands of some punks. They were nothing but some bitches, now they all grown up. So I'm creeping outside another house about to rip some guts. Nobody fucks with one of my homies, no matter how long ago it was. He's standing in the kitchen at the sink, washing dishes. I grab him by the head and drown him in the water he's kicking. Take his own life, just start sticking vicious. Blood and water, his feet keep slipping until the thrashing, splashing bubbles come to a stop. Fuck a piece of shit, bitch, boldly let his body rot. His name was Tommy, my very best friend. We would play all day, the fun would never end. But Tommy had a secret nobody could see, nobody but me. He said we'd be friends till the end of eternity.
Tommy was dead. He was my best friend. He was my best friend. Tommy was my best friend. Tommy was dead. He was my best friend. He was my best friend.
Yo, it's your boy Jester the Undead.
And Sam Grimm.
And together we are Sick Fist. And right now, you're listening to Uncovering the Underground with your boy Skippy Ickham.
Feels like my brain is broken and I can't find the manual. My lungs are full from Mary Jane to Marlboros. Thanks to the world that always got my hands full. And all this bullshit I carry is fucking comical. Huh. Yeah, I'm trying not to be homicidal, but all this idiocracy, it seems to keep cycle. It's vital, right? To have all the money to hire title. Meanwhile, get eaten up by crocodiles. I'm kinda pissed off, cause all the time I've lost. At what cost? To be the boss, man, I was off. I still jerk off, cause women are crazy to be around. Profound thoughts of me fighting them on the battleground. The underground now is where I lay my head. Without this music, I'd see darker shades of red. Sometimes I dread even getting out of fucking bed, but instead I raise my chin and look ahead.
I'm hiding behind these lies inside. Slowly waiting on my own demise. Every day my demons multiply. Rock bottom's where I live my life. I'm hiding behind these lies inside. Slowly waiting on my own demise. And every day my demons multiply. Rock bottom's where I live my life.
Reality's far from the truth. Kinda ends the same either win or lose. So I pass time with weed and booze. Then life resumes. Shit. My life is full of empty promises and fucked up dreams. I'm hoping things hook up and the broken wings carry me. I lost my courage, lonely, not worth it. I'm living in my head with closed curtains, uncertain. And I'm sick of all these asinine games that life plays. I'm tired of being kissed and kicked the same day. But fuck it, don't win in school, then don't play. Cause when you lose, you know your mind will never be the same. It's cool to be the player, it sucks when you get played. And all you need to blame is delay. And the reason you're insane, crazy, and caught up in the mix. Say you throw a little bit like a little wanted bitch, now you all depressed. Smoking a pack and a half a day. Yesterday it seemed like it would end, just like today. My little girl's the only light that guides my way. With half a brain, I put the blade away.
I'm hiding behind these lies inside. Slowly waiting on my own demise. And every day my demons multiply. Rock bottom's where I live my life.
I'm a lit fuse. Every single day I gotta deal with these issues. I'm a recluse, but I gotta try to play like I ain't gonna misuse this gun. Playing roulette for one. If you step into my world, you'll end up lifeless and numb. Run, 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 cause the walls are closing in on me and I can't escape the thoughts of death. I swear it's close, my time is done. The sky burns red and the air is permeated with the stench of rotten flesh. I cannot repress all the constant stress that I'm haunted with. I'm living day to day with the sorrow and the pain of the choices that I made. Will I live another day? No, I really can't say, so just stay out my way so I can make it through the day. Or I'll have to bring you with me when I blow out my brains. I am out of time. No use in fighting this, cause I have lost mine. I'm begging for the dark abyss, and no one's by my side to try to talk me out of this. So now it's time to die.
I'm hiding behind these lies inside. Slowly waiting on my own demise. And every day my demons multiply. Rock bottom's where I live my life.
And good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Uncovering the Underground. I am your host, Skippy Ickham of Brutal Business Entertainment, and we are glad you are tuning in this evening. If you are checking us out through the Spreaker podcast app or website, please hit the share button. Share it around with all your social networks. The more you spread us around, the bigger we get and the better things we can do with the show. Got a lot of fun things this evening planned. Before we get into that, I do want to thank my sponsor, Tattooed Scumbag out of Bridgeville, Pennsylvania. Great apparel company. Go on to Google, search them up, check out their merch. They got really good deals going on right now. If you put in Brutal Business as your promo code, it is 20% off your order. And if you're a tattooed scumbag like me, you're going to love it. You know, it's absolutely comfy clothes, comfy hoodies, beanies, sweatpants, just a really good apparel line. So check them out. Definitely glad that they are our sponsor and helping us out. We got the Rooster from 9 Stitch Method on the show this evening. We'll be kicking it with him in just a moment, getting to know him behind the scenes, and going over a lot of different things in depth into his past and about the band. As I said, if you are watching this, please hit the share button, spread it around, get it out there, and share our message. We want to do things a little bit different than most of the shows that are out there at this current time. So if you dig it, share it. So without further ado, I'm going to bring on my man, the Rooster, from 9 Stitch Method. How you doing, homie?
Not too bad, buddy. We're doing pretty good tonight. Excited to be here.
Well, I'm excited to have you, man. It was definitely great to get you on the show. For those of you that don't know, my company, Brutal Business Entertainment, their newest signee is Nine Stitch Method, so we were glad to have them on the show this evening. They are actually the first artist of my label to be on the new show, which is pretty cool. We'll bring some of our artists on from time to time, but I'm trying to keep it as something to bring a lot of highlight to just a lot of other people in the underground besides just us. So, but this show, I definitely wanted to get you guys on as a new signee to the label. So much different things coming up for you guys. Looks like you have a lot of good gigs and a lot of good music and things to come.
Yes, sir. It's gotten busy pretty quick. Normally winters never like us. It's always pretty slow for us, and it's just been boom, 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 boom. The schedule's stacking up very quickly, which that's a good thing.
It gets you out there, man. It gets you the promotion and the gigs that you need to get out there.
Yep, exactly.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about some of the stuff you got coming up?
Oh man, let's see here. Not the February 12th. We'll be down at the Craft House Stage and Grill. We'll be opening up for Soil and Hinder with our brothers in Shattered. And then the following week, up in Katanning, we have the Brutal Business Microphone Murder Sessions, I think is what you have it called.
Yep.
Yeah, we have that. Then a couple weeks after that, we'll be up in Turtle Creek on March 9th. That'll be us, Shattered once again, the Lunatics, and Oceans to Ash. And then at the end of March, we I can't really say too much about it yet, but we're going doing a little week run down south, hitting down around Nashville, Mississippi, and New Orleans. We're going for a little week run, hit the road a little bit, get some miles under our belt with our brothers in Feast on the Fallen. Take April off, and then we just announced yesterday or the day before yesterday, May 21st, we'll be opening up for Trapped, which that's going to be pretty cool.
Yeah,
I grew up with.
I think 2 nights ago, I seen that announcement that you put that up.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Drosky posted good shows in there this year.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. I don't know if the Craft House Stage and Grill is a newer venue or if it's been around a while, but there's been a lot of really, really, really good shows there lately. Back in November, they had on the bill one of the bands I mentioned a little bit ago we're playing with, Oceans to Ash. They opened up for, I think it was like Non-Point, He Is Legend. There was another really, really good band, but just like they've been bringing in quality national acts and stuff there lately. It seems to that seems to be the hop in place lately. So we're pretty excited to get our foot in the door there and get our feet wet.
No, absolutely, because if you can wow them over and get in good with them, that's a lot of shows coming up that you can get yourselves on. And like I said, like you were saying, a lot of good shows they're doing, so it seems pretty impressive. I was impressed by several of the ones that I've seen that they booked there recently.
Yeah, from the photos and stuff I've seen and from what people have said, it's a top-notch venue. Very nice, very clean, very good sound. Spacious, so we're pumped, man. It's going to be good. I'm always excited to play new venues and places and stuff.
No, absolutely. I love it. I live for finding out new little places to rock,
Yes, sir. Spread your wings,
my
baby.
Favorite things. So why don't you tell us what do we got going on? What's a recent release from you guys? What's a upcoming release? What can the fans expect?
Well, I'll tell you what. We just hit the year mark last year. End of January, we released our album, Life After You. That just turned a year old a couple days ago. And we're currently working on a new album. We had some technical difficulties. We have 3 tracks done, but we have to wait until I get a new computer and figure out a way to record vocals. But right now, we're just kind of taking time, going back, fine-tuning some of the songs, writing some new songs. We want what's going to be the best of the best and the cream of the crop. But working on new music, playing shows, and just pushing, like I said, our album Life After You. That's been pretty crazy because that album, it was recorded exchanging emails back and forth, and it was recorded in my den as well. But we would just riff ideas back and forth to one another, and that's how it came to be, man. It's raw, but it's intense. It's pretty good. And surprisingly, like a lot of the online radio stations they've been spinning the hell out of us, which I can't thank them guys enough. what are some of them? Rock Rage Radio, Locked and Loaded Radio down in Texas.
That's awesome, though, man. I mean, that's what you want.
Yeah,
It's got
it's
a great
awesome.
sound.
We honestly never expected that, just considering the production on it isn't bad. It's not great, but it's not bad. But I mean, people seem to be digging it, which that's at the end of the day, that's what you want, right?
That's exactly what you want. I think you guys did very well with that. I mean, as someone who's listened to it several times,
Thank you, bud.
It's impressive, man. I mean, it's like you said, is it the greatest quality? No, but is it bad by any means? Absolutely not. It's a solid quality album, and everything on it was well written. A lot of good ideas, and when you listen to it, you're rocking out to. You would never guess that it's just two guys.
That's the biggest thing. It's funny, because we show up to shows, and for people that don't know us, they're like, "Where's Nine Stitch?" And we're like, that's us over here. And they're like, just two of you? And we're like, yeah. They're like, well, how do you do it? I'm like, well, you'll see. And, people get kind of weirded out by it. But typically, now that we've gotten kind of the hang of our craft, and, how we do things now, I mean, a big thing whenever we're done, which is pretty cool, was people were skeptical at the beginning. But by the end, they're like, that was freaking awesome. Never expected that. And that's what we want, you know what I mean?
No, that's it. I mean, you can't put a look on music, you know what I mean? You can't look at something and say, oh, well, there's only two of you, I don't know about this. Why don't you just open your mind and give it a chance and watch it, and then you do sit back and say, oh, wow, okay.
Oh, that's my thing, man. I mean, the thing at the end of the day is for those that are listening and don't know, like our live setup, we run Josh and I, we record guitars. Sometimes he plays all the rhythms live, but we have the drums backtracked. We have the lead guitars backtracked. A lot of my vocal harmonies are backtracked. Sometimes Josh, he sings back up here and there when he can, and then, I sing lead vocal live, and we just have all that backtrack stuff. We just run it through the PA, and it sounds like a full band live. And it's just, we have like a minute intro that we play, and then as soon as that first 4 count comes in, baby, it just boom, we just go right into gear.
Yeah, you guys do. I've seen it. It's definitely very good. I mean, it's solid. It comes out, and you watch it, and you're like, okay, and like like you said, it sounds like a full band.
Yeah. Probably. I mean, it's definitely taken. I mean, how long have we been a band now? We've been playing shows out about a year and a half, almost 2 years now. We've been a band a little bit longer than that, but it's taken a little bit of tweaking along the way. Well, we got a pretty good system down for how we do things. I mean, typically, as long as the sound guy knows what they're doing, everything runs pretty smoothly. So
that's one of the most important things, man, is sound. I mean, if you don't have a sound man that cares, or a sound man that wants to put the effort into it, then that's gonna result in what your set is that night.
Bro, a sound guy will make or break a band. It don't matter how talented the band is. You got a sound guy that don't give a shit, you're going to be in for a rough night.
Yeah, I mean, I remember a few different shows where, time and time again, I'd be playing. That's back when I was doing the metal side of things. And, I'm saying, turn the bass down. I don't need it in the monitors. Turn the guitar up. All right, I got you. And then, you start playing the next song, and you're looking at them in the middle of the song like you never did anything. Finish that song, and like, hey man, can you turn the bass down and the guitar's up? Yeah man, I got you. And then you start playing it's the same exact way, and you're like, okay, this dude just don't give a fuck. He's purposely dicking me. And then you're just like, okay, so we're apparently gonna have a shitty set tonight. Like, you still might play solid, but you're not playing up to what you could if you had a guy that cared enough to give you the sound.
Frustrating, dude. I know it's a war when you're up there when everything's just buzzing mud, dude. It's rough. It's rough, man.
Absolutely. So you were telling us, you're working on some new material coming up.
Yeah, we got about. We're looking to release about 10, 12 tracks for the next album. I think we got like 14, maybe 15 currently. We're just kind of, like I said, right now, just fine tuning everything, making sure we have everything how we want it, picking cream of the crop. And I got to go back in and I got to re-record vocals on almost all of it, except for 3 tracks, which the 3 we did did save before the computer crash. I'm really, really glad, because they were 3 really, really difficult songs to do. Especially, it's probably going to be the first song we release. We're probably going to do a video for it. It's called Black Sheep.
Okay.
Oh, dude, if I would have had to record vocals on that again, I probably would have been putting it into a mental ward.
That's awesome. That's one of the ones when you get it, you feel like you conquered it. You know, you're like, I beat that song.
Well, the thing about it, because I was never originally a singer. I'm primarily a guitar player. And in my last band, when me and Josh first met, I played in a band called Somber Chronicles. I sang here and there, but my brother, he did the lead vocals. I played guitar, and Josh played guitar in another band that had the similar setup that we have in Nine Stitch. But they were booking shows out of the Butler Arts Center, and they booked us. And him and I we hit it off real cool and stuff. And then a couple months went by, and we just kept bullshitting and talking via Facebook. And I reached out, and I was like, "You got a really cool style, dude." I was like, I said, I want to do singing more, as like, I think you and I could do something really cool together. And he was like, "Oh yeah, dude, let's do it." So we just exchanged emails back and forth, and it just kind of took off. One day, it was never meant to be anything. What it is today, it wasn't supposed to happen. He reached out the one day, and he was like, "Oh, hey, I got a show booked for us." I'm like, what? It's just, the rest is history, dude.
That's how a lot of good stories come together, though, man. A lot of times you don't mean to start, something that started. I started a group called Syntax at one point in time, and we made some really good tracks. We released an album called The Clinic, and it was never supposed to be an album. It was never supposed to be anything more than just one collab between me and this guy that I had known in the scene, called Lumi. And we got together, started writing this collab track, and we pounded it out pretty quick, and it was killer. And we're like, wow, that sounded pretty cool. Why don't we just do another one? I said, we'll do 2 songs, Started the second song, and then next thing you know, boom, we pounded out a second song, and we're like, I think we have something here. And then it was just song after song after song, and then we just dropped this album that was ferocious, and, unfortunately it was a one-time thing, but, it was never meant to be more than just 2 verses on a track.
Yeah. It's crazy how it works out like that when you get with somebody that you just click with.
No, absolutely. And we clicked very well. And sometimes, unfortunately, maybe it only can be one project like we put out. But, it was still one project for the rest of my life. I can look back at it and be like, yeah, we killed that.
Yep, exactly.
So, getting into some of these questions here now that we got the bullshit a little bit, we'll just grab one off of my list here. What about, right now I ask, our last guest was Rob Trey, 2 shows ago, or 2 weeks ago, I should say. And great episode with him. 2 weeks before then was Limit. And now we have the pleasure of talking to you. And I asked these guys the same thing. It's a new year, and, I've been asking people, what is their resolution, or what is their plan for this year? Both as an artist and as a person, what are your big things this year you say, I'm going to try to do?
Well, as an artist, typically how we do things, we pick like one big goal for the year. The one big goal we have is to get a song on the X, which this time around, with the songs we're recording, we have Gus Wallner. He's a YouTube artist based out of Brazil. He's actually producing our tracks. And I think with the shows we're playing, the hype we've been getting, and with his quality of production, I think we'll be able to achieve that before the end of 2019.
Good.
There's that. And as an artist too, being a lead singer, be more, what's the word I'm looking for? Brain fart. I want to do better at being live. I want to be more, the same every time. More what?
I was going to say versed.
Yeah, I guess you could say that. Just amp up the quality of my vocals,
Okay.
more, make sure I'm always top notch and stuff. There was a word I knew this question was going to be coming. I had a word. It was a good word, but it's escaped me. We'll go with Verse for right now.
And you know what's going to happen as soon as we disconnect this
Oh,
show
since we
later.
hang up. As soon as we hang up, I'm going to be texting you. Oh, I meant to say something.
I remember what that goddamn word was. Boom.
Yes, exactly.
No, that's funny.
Just make sure that I'm giving a quality product every time we're out there on stage, dude.
No,
That's
I
all.
I agree.
And as far as personal life, patience and learning to juggle life and adult responsibilities better.
I think that's something any one of us could work on.
Exactly.
Well, that's great. No, yeah, I ask everybody. And this you'll be the last one I ask that question to, because I figured if throughout the month of January, the 3 shows we did, I would ask about the New Year's resolution, and then come February, we're already too far into the year. It doesn't even make sense to ask it anymore. So that was the last time you'll hear this, ladies and gentlemen, this year.
Consistent. The word's consistent.
What's that?
Consistent. The word is consistent.
Consistent. There you go. Just be more consistent each time. Each time when someone comes and sees you, you want them to leave and say he was a 10.
Yes.
Yeah, I got you. That's where I'm at. Every time I play, I'm like, you know what? If I don't walk off the stage and feel like I personally just gave a 10, I'm not happy with myself.
Yes.
I feel like I'm not giving the fans what they truly came for.
Exactly. I feel if I'm not completely trying to catch my breath and not drenched in sweat, I haven't done my job.
Exactly. Well, talking about shows, I mean, what would you say so far?
What was that, bud?
I said, talking about shows, what do you think's your favorite show that you've done so far?
Oh, dude, the best show we've done so far. We got the opportunity for a Halloween show, which that is badass in itself. We got to play the Funhouse at Mr. Smalls. We opened up for Arcane Haven and Winter's Descent. And that show was just packed house, great sound, pretty good set. I mean, that was our goal, was to get in like at Mr. Smalls for 2018, and the guy and gal at Twisted Fate Productions made that happen, and they brought us on board. That was a killer show, dude. That was definitely a highlight of 2018.
That's awesome. No, Mr. Smalls is a great club, man. I've played there a few times myself.
Yeah, it was great because, I mean, Arcane. Do you know who Arcane Haven is?
Yeah, my band used to play with them back in the day when we were still together. They were starting out back then. They've been around for a minute.
They've been around for a minute. They're tight. They're amazing. They're good. Winter's Descent is the same. They've been around a while. They're great guys, great musicians. And it was kind of one of them things, like, we almost felt unworthy. Like, we're just two weird dudes playing like we kind of felt unworthy in the situation, but we just went in and did what we did, and we got a great response, dude. It was freaking awesome. Everybody loved us. Nothing but good things were said about us all night. Like the likes, like after the show, we watched the likes and stuff go up on Facebook. People were sharing and commenting and tagging us and stuff, dude. It was great, man.
You did your job. Then you went home and said, you know what, we did our job last night.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that was just. Whew. That's
what you want every night, man.
Yep, that's what a show's all about, man. That was perfect.
I had that show the other night. Shout out to anybody in the Pittsburgh area that was at the Shaggy 2 Dope show the other night. Brutal Business opened that up. Had 4 different performers: Morbid Psychosis, East Coast Crazies, Ghost of Demented, and myself, Skippy Ickham. Opened up for Shaggy 2 Dope at Club Cativo in Lawrenceville, Pittsburgh area. Dope show. People were it was a really good buzz show. You play certain shows that you like them all, but there's certain ones that just have that warmth to them that you're like, man, that was a nice time. The crowd was great. I mean, they were interacting, showing a lot of love, coming up and getting pictures, buying merch, just being a part of it. And it was one of those reminders of why you just love doing it. Definitely was dope. So, I mean, have you had a favorite fan experience, where, someone either recognized you or just came up to you after a show and was blown away? Just like your favorite moment as a fan interaction that you've had.
Dude, anytime somebody comes up, like I'll give an example. Like it was more like from May onward, because like I said, this is my first time being like a vocalist, like being front man on stage, and like May, I really started to kind of settle into it. Like I think I have a lot of work to go, but like May, like people after shows were started coming up and were just like, dude, like that was awesome. Like you have the brutal gutturals, you're a maniac on stage, just stuff like that. Let me see, people. I wish I had it here. I think it's in my locker at work still. Somebody, one of my coworkers, his daughter is a fan of us, and she drew like a cool like piece of artwork and stuff for us. That was pretty cool.
It is a pretty cool feeling. I had a couple people that I seen on the internet one time.
Yeah,
someone drew something real crazy
like,
for me.
Little things like that. Yeah, but it doesn't even have to be, like that elaborate or anything. Just nice comments, and whenever you can tell like they're genuine, not just like good show, bro. You know what I mean? Like they actually like take time to really compliment you and lift you up.
No, that's a great feeling. I mean, that's what it's all about. The big thing about Brutal Business and what we're about is, I mean, we're a family of people that watch out for each other, help each other grow, help each other get bigger, and it's a special thing. It's not something everybody can be a part of, and I'm glad you guys certainly are. I'm glad that the rest of the team is, because when you have like-minded, devoted artists that are all pushing to push their music and art out there, and everyone on their team's art out there, you get influence from them, they get influence from you, because you build off each other. You see this person keep releasing music, and you're like, hell yeah, my dude's doing that. And you start to release it, and then back and forth, and it builds something really special. It's really cool.
I'll tell you what, how about that new Demo Demon, that diss track he just dropped last week?
Yeah, he went in on it.
Want to dance with Meet Me in Hell, that's what it's called. Yeah.
Yeah,
that hook.
Right.
That little bastard, he put that song up. I listened to it when he gave it to all of us. And like 3 days after that, I couldn't get that hook out of my head. And I'm just like, God damn.
Okay, yeah, so that's the song you were talking about in the chat. I got you.
Yeah. You know what I'm talking about now.
Yeah, I wasn't sure what you were talking about originally.
Yeah, we were getting caught. Yeah, I was just like, we'll figure it out at a later date. Messenger's weird, and there's too many conversations going on at once.
There is a lot. That's why I told you before. I was like, you got to kind of just tune in and tune out as you can, because there's a lot going on. Yeah, that song was, Meet Me in Hell.
Yep.
He released that on the 22nd, and it was definitely a dope track. If you guys are listening out there, search Demo Demon, D-E-M-O, Demon, D-E-M-O-N, on any type of social media, and you'll find them. But Facebook, SoundCloud, Bandcamp. I think Bandcamp would be probably the best way to find a lot of his music. And search Meet Me in Hell. It's a new track he just put out. It's a diss track going at 3 different people, and he ripped everybody up pretty good. So yeah, a lot of things to say, and sometimes we have that. I've been there myself.
Yep.
So right now, who's your favorite that you've been listening to as far as artists right now? What's been your recent most intense listening? Because like I go through spells. I listen to all kinds of stuff, but there's sometimes I just get stuck on like 4 different artists where I listen to them for like a month, 2 months, and then I switch to other stuff. But it's like strictly like a couple different people for a month.
That's pretty much the same as me. I've been listening to a lot of Mudvayne, a lot of John Mellencamp. So it's all over the place. John Mellencamp, a lot of Dillinger Escape Plan.
Okay.
And Oceans to Ash. I've been jamming their tunes lately a lot. They're another local band from Pittsburgh.
Yes, that's kind of a cool mixture right there. You got some different variety old school cats, and then you got a new school Pittsburgh band.
Yeah, gotta love it all.
No, I do. I love everything myself. There's very few types of music that I don't enjoy. I mean, I can give everything a listen, even if it's not really for me.
Yeah, you can pick out the golden qualities in it. You know what I mean?
I'm not a huge country fan, but I can listen to country. It's not really my thing.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge punker. I mean, that's something a lot of people in the scene that I talk to or I associate with are. I'm not. I've never been a punker. Never really cared for punk music that much. Some of it I do like, but for the most majority of it, I'm just not really a fan. But death metal, heavy metal, underground hip hop, those are my bread and butter as far as what I'm normally into. But I mean, I listen to everything.
Yeah. Guess mainly the two things I listen to are like I said, like mathcore, like Dillinger, Escape Plan, Meshuggah, or it's like new metal, like Slipknot or Mudvayne. Like those are the main two kind of genres that I tend to flip back and forth toward. But so every now and then I go in spurts. I'll listen to like John Mayer. Love John Mayer, dude.
John
oh
Mayer
my
kills
god,
it, man. On acoustic, he's a beast.
Slays. I don't care what anybody says. He slays. He's like John Mayer. Hell, I'm looking at my CD collection here. I even got Colby Calais. I got her one CD she come out with. You remember that shit back in like 2005? Bubbly come out.
I'm not sure if I do or not.
Starts in my toes, makes me wrinkle my nose.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, that like acoustic coffee house type music. Love that shit.
That's what's up, though, man. I like it. Me and my wife just went seen Keller Williams a few weeks back, and we've been fans of his. We see him every year he comes, and the dude's just a monster. If you don't know who he is, dude is like the original Loop guy, where he comes out and he'll play, the acoustic, then he'll play the bongos, he'll play, synthesizers and bass. He adds everything, and by the time he's done, it's like a full-fledged song going on, and it's beautiful, but it's like in a hippie style genre, and he's phenomenal. This last time he came through, he played with a full band, and it's the first time I ever got to see him play with a full band. I've seen him like 8 times. It's normally just him by himself, and he did nothing but Tom Petty tribute songs.
Oh, yeah?
And they destroyed it. And it was like, they're like real bluegrassy. So they did like a bluegrass Tom Petty tribute show.
Oh.
And it was phenomenal. It was
cool,
at the Byram Theater downtown. Definitely a good show. It's one of the coolest shows I've seen in a little while. So, what app idea do you got?
What app idea do I got?
Yeah, I asked one of my other interviewees this couple weeks ago. I said, everybody has a good app idea. Now, if you don't want to share it because you think that someday you could release it and make millions, I understand. But if you're not really worried about it, what is your genius app idea?
What's my genius app idea?
Someone came up with Twitter. Someone came up with Instagram. And PayPal.
App idea. I don't know. Beck, what's a good app idea? What do you think? What's a good app idea? I don't know.
I stumped him, ladies and gentlemen. He's stumped.
I'll tell you what. Let's move on to the next question. If something happens to pop up, we'll get back to this. I promise you. Something
No
will click.
problem. I got you. We'll skip on. Describe your life using film titles.
Let's see here. Parent Trap. We got let's see here. Describe my wife. Run Fat Boy. Chasing after my kids. My old ass got to try and keep up with them. Let's look here. I'm just going to go ahead and say My Little Pony. That's all I hear and see in my sleep. My daughter. That's all. Oh my God, My Little Pony, Daniel the Tiger. That's pretty much my life right there. In the biggest gist of it. We've gotten them
influence right now. When people say what influences you to write your music, you're like, My Little Pony gets me where I need to be in my writing style.
My hatred for My Little Pony. Oh my God. But we've gotten them teetered away. Like they still watch it, but like they've been down with us watching like Stargate SG-1 and stuff like that. Like we're kind of getting them toward adult shows and stuff like that.
Say, you're in the morphing stage.
Yes, exactly. We watch Psych. Like my daughter, she knows the theme song to Psych. Whenever she comes on, she sings along with it. Those are pretty much the two like adult shows that we go to now whenever we need a break from all the kid shows. Good Lord. Whew.
Yeah, because I mean, one can only take so much of that.
Yeah, like I've learned to tune it out. Like, we have, smartphones and stuff nowadays. Most of the time, like the kid, like they're watching their thing. I'm watching something on YouTube or, whatever. No, normally you can tune it out, but sometimes, enough's enough. You're like, I'm taking over the TV.
There's a breaking point.
Yes, I am the king of this castle. We are changing the channel.
I can get that. I'm gonna experience probably a lot of that coming up. I do have a child on the way for anybody listening in. So my day of becoming a father and getting to experience, all the chaos of that will soon be at hand.
You got a weak stomach, or you got an iron stomach?
I'm pretty cool on most things.
It's good.
I'm sure I'll reach my moments, that's for sure. But I mean, for the most part, I got a pretty strong stomach.
Wait until your child smears poo on their wall.
Oh, I'm sure it's going to happen.
Oh my God! Just sometimes diapers in general, they it separates the men from the boys right there.
You know what though? I think I can handle it because my one dog. I have two dogs, and my one dog we rescued, and he was really fucked up when we got him. Like they had found him outside as a stray. They thought he was a stray for quite a while. It looked like he had a pretty rough life, and probably was abused at one point in time. He was very shy and kind of timid, and he had separation anxiety. So when we would leave, he would just like go nuts. So we put him in a kennel cage during the day when we would go to work. Well, I came home shortly after the first few days of us doing this, and he had torn the kennel cage completely apart. He was out of the kennel cage, and he must have gotten sick for some reason. I don't know if it was the stress or just because it was like shortly after we got him, and just shit everywhere. Everywhere. We're not talking like piles of shit. We're talking like diarrhea all over this house.
What kind of dog?
So I feel like after handling that, I feel I can handle anything.
Yeah, that'll get you.
I mean, and I'm not talking like little bits. I'm talking like, and then he tore the fucking trash apart and pissed all over it.
Oh man!
And and then he ripped the Glade plug-in off the wall and then spilled all over my hardwood floors and ate fucking all the varnish off.
At least you had hardwood floors.
Yeah, that was the good. That was the saving grace because it was that, and there was a pile of clothes that he fucked up. But other than that, like it was mainly the hardwood floors, and if it would have been carpet, it would have been brutal.
What kind of dog?
He and believe it or not, he's a dachshund.
Oh yeah, little dachshund.
And he got out of his kennel cage, disassembled this kennel cage, and then destroyed my house.
I got 3 little miniature Dachshunds. They are the cutest, most adorable dogs you'll ever have, but they are stubborn, vindictive little shits. But
they're certainly their own thing.
I wouldn't have it any other way.
No, me either. I love them. That's funny that you do too. I'll tell my wife that she'll love that. We love dachshunds. So, what do you think? Let me see here. Oh no, I'm gonna change it up on you.
Definitely.
What is the biggest? Because you do music aside from just Nine Stitch Method, so I know you do music with that, and I know you've done some collabs elsewhere. What is one of your biggest dream collabs? Who would you like to work with musically if you could work with anybody?
I can work with anybody. Jerry Control from Alice in Chains.
That'd be pretty awesome.
That's the main one. Yeah, Jerry Control. I love Alice in Chains. They're like the GOAT for me. Like, oh my God, he's like one of my main.
Have you ever listened to Mad Season?
Oh yeah, dude, definitely. That was like
blew my
Pearl
mind.
Jam mashup. Yeah, it was just like almost sounded like just like an open jam session, like at a bar you go to. You know what I mean? Just real chill, and that was a creepy album, dude.
It was creepy, but it caught you. There was so much emotion and so much just sorrow in it.
Yeah,
you felt so much pain. It was right after Lane Staley got, clean.
Yeah,
and he released that, it was like about his struggle against his addiction, and then it was like shortly after they released that, he overdosed and died.
Yep.
So it was
Yeah,
like
well,
it was almost like a forthcoming thing.
yep. Yeah, it was like the writing on the walls, if you will.
Yeah, it was like he was telling everyone this is the end. And you felt it in the music, especially after the fact. I mean, when you listen to it from that perspective of knowing that, like, he wrote that and he was probably knowing that it was, like, coming to an end soon. Just seems like it, because then when you listen to that album, you're like, oh, wow, yeah, I feel that completely the whole way through. You're like, yeah, I hear it. I hear him saying, like, I'm done. And definitely deep.
That was Stone Temple Pilots in him, essentially, or was it Pearl Jam in him? I'm trying to remember. I think it was Stone Temple Pilots.
I can't remember who made up the band. I just remember they were dope. I loved them. Like, I love that album.
I think it was the brothers from Stone Temple Pilots and Lane Staley, and I can't remember who else all played in it, but yeah, it was all them people from that Seattle scene. Yeah, dude, that album was crazy. It was good. I think, truth be told, I think my favorite Alice in Chains album, it's either Jar of Flies or it's Unplugged. Unplugged was absolutely stunning. Because that, like, going back to that prophetic writing on the walls thing, like, you hear that performance from him the whole way throughout. You're like knowing now what was, to come not long after that. It's like you can see it and hear it in his voice. It's just like, oh my God, dude.
There's certain artists out there that happens. I know a very big underground cat in the rap scene that I've had the pleasure of performing with several times. I have a song with him, and he was making hell of a lot of shockwaves in the underground on tour, doing big things. And, all his music was dark. Everybody heard it. It was dark. I don't think anybody really thought about it. And there was a lot of references of taking his own life and or overdosing. And, he talked about it a lot in his music, and a lot of people are just like, oh, it's horrorcore, or it's, dark rap, this and that. And it's just him talking. But when it ended up happening, I think it opened a lot of people's eyes listening to the music and being like, wow, it was more than just him talking about it. He was telling you, like, this is coming. It's just crazy that some artists are able to make their battle into music that'll live forever, but they couldn't win the battle.
Yep.
So their songs might save thousands from addiction. They had to kind of, lose the battle to make it happen.
Exactly.
Just think of the impact. Alice in Chains were huge, and it's a massive loss to the music industry that he passed away when he did. But at the same time, you have to look at it from that famous death syndrome thing, where does the death of the superstar make them bigger than they would ever been in life? Tupac, Biggie, artists like that, Janis Joplin, they were all on a huge streak and they were getting big, but when they died, that their cells all went bigger and bigger after death. It seems like a lot of artists, once they pass and they're on that huge pivotal moment, that actually launches them further than maybe if they stayed alive and continued to write. It's hard to ever know.
Well, dude, even look at Chester Bennington passing 2 years ago. For years you hear people talking about Linkin Park like, oh, I only liked them back whenever, Hybrid Theory and Meteora, they're sellouts. They're sellouts. And, he passed away, and then, everybody kind of got it. It was just like, whoa, It
was a tough time period, because it was shortly before then that Chris Cornell died.
Yeah.
And that one...
That one was crazy.
What blew my mind, because from an inside story, I had tickets to go to Rock on the Range.
Mm-hmm.
I have been I have been a fan of Soundgarden my whole life.
Yeah.
Never got to see them, and I've seen pretty much everyone. And Soundgarden was going to be there. I was so excited. We bought tickets. We waited. And there was a ton of other great groups that year. It might have been a year that it was like Bush and all kinds of other people like that I had not seen either. Like, I'm thinking, oh, Bush. I was fans of them when I was in high school, but you know what I mean? I never got to see them. Well, it was the day before we were to see them. We were leaving the next morning for Rock on the Range. I woke up in the morning and I was walking in the living room, happened to look at my phone, and the very first thing I seen on my phone was Chris Cornell dies. And I'm like, and it took me a couple glances at my phone because I thought I was half asleep because I was literally going to see him tomorrow night. My whole life I waited for this. I'm looking at the phone and I'm like had to kind of check my eyes and I'm like, I'm not awake yet. I'm fucking tweaking out. I look back down and I'm like, it is. I ran in the bedroom. I kicked the bed. My wife's like, what? What's going on? I'm like, can you believe this? Through my phone. She looked at it and we were just both kind of in shock that like, oh wow. And it was such a bittersweet and crazy moment, and it was really crazy too because at the end of the night when Chris Cornell would have played, they played a tribute of him playing acoustic that I'd never heard before, and I still yet since have heard it anywhere or seen it anywhere. It was a video of him just sitting playing an acoustic outside, and it was beautiful. It was like he was there, even though he wasn't there. And then Corey Taylor came out from Slipknot with his acoustic and sat down on a stool and played Wish You Were Here from Pink Floyd and a couple other songs in front of just thousands upon thousands of people in this arena. And it was just a moment that would never happen again, ever. Like, because no matter where anybody else was in the world, they were supposed to be there that night. That was like that moment. So it was to be a part of that specific show at that moment was a huge thing, and it was so sad, but at the same time, so touching.
Yeah.
Way too many artists gone way too soon.
Yeah, this past couple of years, man, it's been rough, dude. It's been rough to be a celebrity.
Yeah, so if I ever get there, I guess I'll have to see what it's about, but I don't think it's ever going to happen, so I think I'm safe. What we all strive for.
You never know, brother. You never know.
You never know. Just have fun in the meantime. We all do. You guys have fun. We have fun. I mean, that's what it's about. I always told everybody I always want to push to try to get the biggest I can be, and if I get there, great. But if I don't, I had a hell of a time along the way.
Exactly.
So what's your guys' 5 and 10 year plan? What do you have? Like, what are you thinking for yourselves? Obviously, you want to continue to do more shows. You want to release more music. But what are you seeing in 5 years for you guys? What are you seeing in 10 years? Not only necessarily just for Nine Stitch Method, but for yourself. Where do you see musically in 5 to 10 years?
Personally, that's a crazy thing to think about because, like I said, we haven't been doing this very long, and it never was supposed to be this. But we're starting to open up for bands we grew up listening to, which is pretty surreal and cool. And we're going on the road a little bit. I mean, I don't know if it'll ever be like a full-on touring thing or anything like that. I mean, personally, it's like I said, we're going on a week run. To me, it's kind of, I'm excited, but it's like weird and terrifying to be away from my wife and kids for that long.
It is though, man. I can understand
that.
Yeah,
I love you too, baby. But I don't know, man. Just keep plugging away. I mean, you never know. Like I said, when this thing started, it wasn't supposed to be what it is, and a lot of people were like, "This ain't gonna go anywhere." And we've pretty much been like, hold our beer and watch this. We just kind of done our own thing and just kept plugging away. And there's been a lot of people behind the scenes that have helped us grow and thrive. And it's become its own thing.
It does, man. As you progress throughout the stages, it continues to keep taking on new life and new feels to it. I mean, you just keep reaching more and more pinnacles. You hit a moment that you strive for, and you say, "Wow, I've reached this." Then I'm going to go to the next one. I mean, if you're like me, there's no stopping. You have several rings. Yep. When you reach that ring, you're very happy that you got there. But then you're like, "Well, why not the next one?" And then you just push to the next one. You just keep pushing. And you know what? That's what it's all about. It's just to continue, to keep pushing and see where it takes you. You never know. It can lead you to different paths. If you would ask me years ago, if I would ever thought I would have even been in the hip hop side or have a radio station or have the modeling side in the company or any of that, no, I wouldn't have, because I was in the metal scene and I, just played the shit out of my guitar and loved what I did, played a lot of shows, and it led me to a completely different thing than I ever expected musically. And honestly, it's the thing that I love the most, and I would have never guessed this journey. So you just got to kind of fly with it sometimes.
Yeah, dude. Just other crazy things like I've 2018 and even in 2019, I've been doing a lot of collab work. I'm not allowed to say the band because they want to keep it confidential, but I am going to boast about it because it was a pretty awesome experience. Right after Thanksgiving, I got to travel out to Detroit. I got to record vocals on a song with vocal engineer, producer Matt Dalton, who produced a mess ton of albums that I, listened to growing up. Did that. Some point in 2019, I'll be traveling out to New Philly to do another feature for another band. Let me see. Then South of Clarity, the guy who's producing our album that we're working on, Gus Wallner, him and I are working on an album together, and that's been just crazy in general. Just, it's been fun as hell. Just people want me on their music, dude. I'm humbled. Like, it's weird. I'm just like, really? You want me? All right, let's do it. And it's just been awesome, dude. I want to keep. I just want to keep.
Gets old either.
A lot of things like that. Just want to keep plugging away, getting my name out there, and I just enjoy writing and working with people, dude. I love it, absolutely love it.
And for those listening out there, we actually have a planned collab coming up, so sometime soon. We're not going to give you a release date at any point right now, but we are in the process of writing a, collaboration track between the two of us that I think will be unique and very dope at the same time. It's going to be a mixture of rock, metal, and rap, and just everything in between, and we will make something very unique, and I think you guys will really like it, so stay tuned. We'll release more information not only on our social media platforms, but also, on the radio show and everywhere in between. So, without further ado, we have been talking about the music. We've been talking about you guys. We've talked about some of the future and some of the past. Why don't we jump into a song? I have, the first one on the list I have is Pariah. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that track? And
Pariah.
Yeah, Pariah. I got Pariah here, and you can tell us a little bit about that track, and we'll jump right into it.
Pariah, that was a fun song. Josh and I are two totally different people when it comes to guitar, but he's very more metalcore oriented, and I'm more on the technical side of things. But a band we both love that kind of melds the two is Periphery. He wanted to do a song in the vein of Periphery, and we started writing that song, and that was kind of where us collaborating on guitar kind of melded together. So for the longest time, it was just Periphery Jam until I wrote the lyrics to it. But that's one of my personal favorites live. That's definitely a killer track.
It's personally one of my favorite tracks of your guys in general. I mean, I like all your tracks, but that one I really, really like. All right, guys.
Oh, go ahead. Good.
No, you can finish what you're saying.
Oh, I was just gonna say personally, lyrically, he called because I always write the lyrics and I send them to him. He called me and he was like, "What the hell are you trying to say?" The line of the chorus is, "It's like burning down the proverbial pariah. It's like falling out the existential periphery." He's like, "I had to go get a goddamn thesaurus to figure out what you were trying to say."
That's all right. Sometimes you got to say what you have to say, and it's up to people to interpret it or figure it out.
Exactly. I like to make people work for it or figure it out and figure out their own interpretation for it. That's what it's all about for me.
And that was always for me too. I mean, writing lyrics and lyricism and trying to portray my message that I wanted to get across. I never wanted to say it in a simple way. I like to try to do it in a little bit of a technical and different way. And sometimes people say, well, that might be why you don't get bigger than you are as of right now, because people like things dumbed down. They don't like things so technical. And my response to that always was, well, then I guess I'll never be that big.
Exactly. I'm right there doing that.
Absolutely. Well, we're going to jump into this track. We got Pariah from 9 Stitch Method. You were listening to Uncovering the Underground, and we'll be right back after this song. All right, and we are back on Uncovering the Underground. I am Skippy Ickham from Brutal Business Entertainment, and we got the Rooster from Nine Stitch Method on this show, and we just got done listening to their song Pariah. Definitely one of my favorite tracks from you guys. I love it. I love all the music, but that one, like I said before, the lyricism, the flow, the drops throughout the song, it just really, I liked it.
Yeah, that one and the other track we gave you, Esoteric Daydream Part 1, those are my two favorite off that album.
No, yeah, I definitely like both of them. I think I have, I still have the other one here too, which we'll be playing in a little bit. I was going to say I couldn't find it there for a second, but it is here. I am just blind. But no, definitely awesome. I'm really excited for the new music to come. I think that fans have a lot in store for them.
Well, I'm pretty excited. I was showing a buddy of mine some of the demos the other day, and he pretty much summed it up. He's like, I can't tell if it's new metal. How do you say? I can't tell if it's mathcore influenced new metal or new metal influenced mathcore. And I was just like, you know what? I'll roll with that. That's we just kind of wanted to make something weird. I mean, there's parts that we never wanted to sacrifice, like the songcraft for like technicality, but we wanted to like up the ante and make some really cool technical guitar parts. But we have a common rule with sometimes you just got to keep it simple, stupid. If the song doesn't groove, if you're having trouble headbanging and stuff to it, that's not what we want. There's a time and place for shredding and tapping and all that crazy shenanigans, but sometimes you just got to let the song breathe. And I think we did a really good job this time around of making some cool noises and atmospheres and giving a bunch of different styles and genres around this time.
No, you guys do. You mix different sounds, and you hear that throughout your music as you start kind of feeling one way in a song. You're like, okay, I pick up roots of different influences, and then it switches on you, and you're like, oh, well, I did not see that coming. and that's what I like about it.
The common comparison is Breaking Benjamin and Norma Jean. That's like the typical whatever. Oh, it sounds like Norma Jean and Breaking Benjamin, and I'm like, fuck it, I'll take it. I like both of them bands. All right.
I mean, I guess I don't necessarily see that so much. I mean, I can see, I guess, why people would say that, but that wouldn't be what I would pick up from it.
Yeah. But yeah, we just kind of wanted to take our favorite sounds and just try and. I mean, it's impossible to make something completely original nowadays. I mean, you can try your hardest, and this is us, trying our hardest, but not trying too hard, just letting whatever ideas we come up with out and seeing how it goes.
Well, I mean, nothing is original except for the very first song ever written.
Yep.
Then someone heard it and then got influenced to make a little bit of music that someone else heard that influenced them to make it. Whether you hear something and you hate it, you can hear a song and you say, man, I fucking hate that song. But you know what? It still influenced you in some way. It might not have been a positive influence. It might have been a negative influence. But still, your life has been changed and altered even from hearing that song, whether you realize it or not. Your life is now different. So that was an influence.
That was pretty deep, Garrett.
I like deep that sometimes, man. But no, I mean, it's you hear the different influences throughout the music and everything. You take in. It's going to help shape what you guys play and sound like, and I can hear a lot of different things. I mean, I could see the comparison of those two, but no, I hear so much more than that. I think you guys are very well versed, very, very special to know that there's only two of you and you make such noise. So I listen to the songs and I'm just like, wow, that is a great fucking band. And I'm not going to take it away from you that you're not a great band because there's only two of you. I'm just saying that people say that's a great band instead of that's a great duo.
Yeah.
That's what you guys are, and that's pretty incredible. I think it's awesome. That's definitely what caught my attention about you guys. And who knew that life would completely come full circle like that, and we'd cross paths again, and then end up doing business with one another.
Crazy how things play out, and yeah, like you said, how paths end up crossing down the road. You never know. You never know,
man. Life is a funny thing. So I asked some of my other guests this, and it seems to be a topic of large discussion right now of Hollywood, comic movies and superhero movies right now being the big thing. And I asked my other guests, what are your thoughts on the last decade of just the craze of superhero movies, and what is your favorite superhero if you had to pick one?
I'll tell you what, the Avengers, Marvel's been killing it with the superhero movies the past decade. Like the movies have been crazy. They've been for the most part, they've all been really good and entertaining. Even DC's come around. They've gotten a lot better. For a while there, DC was kind of like the redheaded stepchild to Marvel. But I mean, yeah, if I had to say my favorite superhero, probably I'd say Spider-Man. Spider-Man's pretty dope.
Okay, yeah, Spider-Man's pretty dope.
Spider-Man, yeah, and the Avengers series. The Avengers series has been awesome.
It's funny because the different answers you hear, the answer from Rob Trey on our last show was Thor. And it's like, I've always liked Thor. Thor was always in the comic books and stuff I read as a kid, but it's like that's someone I would have personally never picked. And then we had Limit the show before that, and I believe he said Wolverine. So it's just funny to hear people's different tastes and characters that they like, because it's always so different. Mine, I think, would be Batman. I've just always, for some reason, when I was a kid, I loved the Batman cartoon. The old Adam West Batman with the boom and pow that we were talking about on the last show. And then especially the newer Batman movies. I think out of all the superhero movies I've watched in the last 10 years or so, I think that the 3 new Batman movies are my favorite.
They're pretty, yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely. Well, I'll tell you what, too. Another movie, I heard a lot of people talk shit on it, and personally, when I went to watch it, I didn't think it was going to be any good. Ant-Man. I loved Ant-Man. Paul Rudd.
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet. I actually seen a preview for it. I haven't had a chance to watch it.
It wasn't what you would... They did a pretty good job. I thought it was pretty damn good. It was a good, well put together superhero movie. It was pretty funny. You can't forget Deadpool either. Deadpool was fucking hilarious.
I've seen the first one. I have not seen the second one yet.
I haven't seen the second one, and you know what? As much as I want to, I've heard a lot of disappointing things about it. I don't know if I want to. Just kind of leave it at the first one and just let it go at that. I'll cross that bridge someday, maybe. But first one was definitely dope. I haven't seen the second one yet myself.
Okay, not even me either. We'll see. It's like I don't get a chance to watch a lot of movies anymore. I'm so busy that it's hard to get a chance to sit down and watch a movie. And when I do, it's usually one movie. So then it's like, out of all the movies in the world, what do I watch?
That's pretty much how it is, dude. We're always on the run. If I ain't doing music shit, me and my wife, we're out running around doing stuff. We got the kids and that, it's just, we don't watch a lot of, if we're watching TV, it's whenever we're winding down toward the end of the night, or it's like that hour or two gap we got in the middle of the day whenever the kids are sleeping.
Yeah, it's very scarce.
Yeah.
So, let's see here. If you were on death row, what would your last meal be?
Last meal?
What is your ideal last meal? It doesn't have to be on death row, just in general. If you said, I get one more meal and that's it, what would that be?
One more meal? My wife's chicken Alfredo.
You're sucking up good.
Yeah,
man.
Dude, when I met my wife 10 years ago, I was $170. There's a reason why I'm like 220 right now.
That'll happen, man. When you meet a good woman,
I married a cute chef. She's a bomb ass cook, dude. I'm definitely lucky. I'm blessed.
You know what though? That's a good thing to hear. I am myself as well. My wife kills it on the cooking side. When we met each other, I weighed roughly about 175, 180. and then I at one point got up to 230, so I'd gained like 50 pounds, and then I lost some. I'm good now, but I mean, I just, it got to me, man. I wasn't used to eating meal after meal of all this crazy great cooking. Not that my mom wasn't a great cook, she was, but there was a stage in between there where, you know, after leaving home and then like before the cooking that she started doing, that I just wasn't eating right.
Yeah.
But I was a crazy one growing up though. Like I could have survived off of cereal and peanut butter and jelly sandwiches for the rest of my life. Like even as an adult, like I'd make peanut butter and jelly sandwiches and eat cereal. When I met my wife, she's like, "What the fuck are you doing? Like you need to eat real food."
If I could eat pizza for the rest of my life, I'd probably be content. As long as it ain't Domino's fucking pizza.
I am a big pizza fan.
It doesn't matter how often we eat pizza. Like it's not. I'm never like, oh, pizza again. Like it's like, oh, cool, pizza. Well, pizza's just one of them
I've
things.
always felt that way too. My old band, Souls of Aries, our thing was we would, every town we went to, we would get pizza. So we would play all over Pennsylvania. We would play in several other states. We every time we went somewhere, we would go to get pizza. So every time we showed up at, we'd go find the club, check in, say, hey, we're here, bring our stuff in, let it sit there, and we'll be back in a little bit. And we'd run to the local pizza place, get a pie, eat it, and then, you know, kind of rate it and like have a rating system. So like we judged these pies from all these different towns. That was our thing. Yeah. I could always eat more pizza. Pizza never gets old.
No, sir. No.
What would be the perfect murder weapon?
Perfect murder weapon.
Getting dark.
Yeah, getting real dark. I'll tell you what, since we're watching, me and my wife have been on a Stargate SG-1 clip. Hey, babe, what's the hand thingies that the Apophis has? You know what I'm talking about? You know what it's called? It's like a it's like a thing that goes around your hand. It shoots like beams and stuff like that, and laser beams and stuff. Something like, you know, you don't have to, you know, load up ammunition and stuff. You can just fire it. Fire it from
killing
like
people with lasers.
Yes, killing people with lasers. Yes.
Firing the laser. Which animal would be the best leader if animals were to take over the world and they had like that type of mentality? Like if there was a moment where it was who's you know, where's the hierarchy going to be within the animal kingdom? They're taking over. Humans are not the leader any longer. What animal species do you think would ultimately reign king? And I like this question because there's thousands of different answers you could pick because of all the different animals, but there's different reasons. Do you pick something that's brutally strong, quick, smart, cunning, quiet, poisonous, deadly? I mean, there's so many different things to think about in that answer. What would you pick as being the ultimate leader of the animal kingdom?
If I'm thinking logistically, I'm going to say probably wolves. They hunt in packs. They're quiet. They're vicious. House cat, because how often do animals are they able to stay in a house, poop in a friggin' box, and just be assholes? Yet we love them and cuddle them and everything. But I'm gonna go with wolves though.
So it's wolves, and if it's not wolves, it is the common house cat.
Yes, the common house cat.
I like that.
Okay. Garfield will be emperor.
Now, I don't know if you're a man who has pets, but if you do, what would your pets say about you if they could talk? Well, better yet, what would they say about you if you use them as a reference?
If I use them as a reference,
they could call your cat or your dog or whatever your animal is, and they could call and say, you know, what kind of guy is the Rooster?
All he does is scream at the top of his lungs. He never shuts up. Farts a lot. Let me see. What else do you think the dogs would say about me? They do love me. I got the dad bod, so I'm cuddly. I'm good to cuddle with. Let me see. I don't know. That's probably. We'll go always screaming. Never shuts up. Farts a lot and is cuddly.
There you go. I don't know if you're getting a job though.
What was
Use
that?
them as the reference, and that was their answer. I don't know if you're getting hired.
Probably not. No.
I was reading something the other day, and it kind of shocked me because it's not something you think about too often. But I read that snails have 14,000 teeth, and some species of snails can be extremely deadly to humans.
Wow.
But I'm looking at them, and I mean, I picked up snails many times as a kid, you know, and you don't see any teeth, and they can't bite you, obviously, but apparently snails have 14,000 teeth.
I can't wrap my head around that.
And it's hard to wrap your head around if you really think about 14,000. I mean, it's we're not talking like 100, 140. We're talking 14,000 teeth. How the hell does that work?
What do they use them for? Like, that's why I'm just like, what do you need 14,000 teeth for whenever you're just kind of slowly.
You're slow as fuck. You got a lot of teeth.
Yeah,
Don't do anything. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't get it. It's beyond me.
Did you know that a dole? Did you know that a dole between 3 people was actually called a troll?
Did not know that.
Who the fuck would? Mr. Potato Head. What's that?
What was that? Mr. Potato Head what?
Mr. Potato Head was the first toy to be advertised ever on TV.
Really?
Yep.
Wasn't like Ball in a Cup or anything like that. It was Mr. Potato
No, the
Head.
very first TV toy to ever be shown was Mr. Potato Head.
Oh.
Did you know that Donkey Kong got his name because his creator believed that donkey meant stupid in English and wanted to convey that the impression that the character was a stupid ape. So he called it Donkey Kong.
You're blowing my mind over here.
I'm blowing minds. This is my fun fact mind-blowing session. Did you know that the medical name for a butt crack is intergluteal cleft?
Intergluteal what? Cleft?
Intergluteal cleft.
Oh my intergluteal cleft is out often.
I've got a chafed intergluteal cleft. Oh my. There is a McDonald's in every continent in the world except Antarctica.
What? Really?
So that every single person can be equally as fat as us Americans.
Except for Antarctica.
Except for Antarctica. They don't get shit. So, here's a really funny one that I came across. It says the man who found the 5,000-year-old corpse of Otzi the Iceman in 1991, which was the oldest natural European mummy to ever be discovered. And I remember them finding that. Or at least hearing about it. I was pretty young then, but I remember like reading about this when I was younger. Was also found dead, frozen in ice in 2004.
Irony!
Like, isn't that a kick in the balls?
It's like a curse.
So elephants make friends, they bury their dead, they travel for funerals, they speak to each other, and they show extreme intelligence.
I can believe that.
But they bury their dead. And I gotta question how the fuck an elephant buries anything.
Yeah, right. Maybe they just knock trees and shit down and just cover
I don't
it.
get the physics. And my last fun fact is that as of 2016, the site MySpace was still getting an average of 50 million visitors a month.
Oh, wow.
So, I mean, knock that down a little bit a couple years later, but I would still think it'd be safe to say that they're getting at least 15 to 20 million visits a month. And you gotta wonder, Justin Timberlake bought that a few years back along with some other people, and then they never did anything with it. There was talk that MySpace was going to come back again and was going to be this big platform for bands specifically. Like it was going to be a music sharing, networking, social media platform. And then they bought it. He bought it for like several $1 million, and then nothing ever happened. it sat there ever since. I haven't been on it in years, but nothing ever came of it.
Well, I never had a MySpace account, but I used to listen to music on there all the time. Especially back when like Suicide Silence, Job for a Cowboy, all them bands were, like that was like how that was their platform to get to that, you know what I mean? And so every now and then, but like a lot of like grindcore bands and stuff were on MySpace, but and they only had their music on MySpace. You couldn't download it anywhere else. So like I would every now and then go back, and like this past year, like nothing works. Like you can't listen to music or anything on it anymore. All the links are dead.
It's really crazy because I mean, I guess when I think about it from what you just said, I mean, a lot of really crazy different bands I discovered back then from MySpace specifically.
Yeah,
you mentioned grindcore. See You Next Tuesday.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, dude. Yeah.
Crazy grindcore shit. I wrestled a bear once.
Psyopus.
All that. It was back off of MySpace.
Yeah, like
and then I found out about he's completely opposite end of the spectrum. Hollywood Undead from MySpace. A lot of just crazy. You said about Suicide Silence. I actually discovered Suicide Silence on MySpace randomly one day. I actually remember. It's really weird because I don't know why, but I actually remember the very moment that I heard Suicide Silence for the first time. And it's that one song where he's yelling, "Where is your God?"
Oh, Unanswered.
Yeah, Unanswered.
Yeah.
Which was actually one of their big songs, so I mean, it's kind of ironic that that's the first one I heard, and I don't know if that was because maybe they had a promotion going on or really were marketing that song, but I was scrolling through just random music on MySpace, and I clicked on this song, and as soon as I heard it, I'm like, oh, wow. I started checking them out, and I started digging them a lot, and then it led me into a couple other bands, because I was always into metal, but it led me into All Shall Perish.
Yeah.
Which is still one of my favorite bands of all time as far as death metal side of things go, or deathcore, whatever the hell you want to call them. And then it just led me into just a slew of things that, like, At the Throne of Judgment, which is in my top 3 favorite metal bands ever.
Mm.
If you've never listened to At the Throne of Judgment, you need to.
I'll fix that. I will have to edge myself.
They were one of those things that they got together for one project. They killed it. They did very well together as a band, and that was it. They played a little bit of shows. They put out one album, and then that was it. But that album was pinnacle of just what I believe just to be one of the best deathcore albums I've ever heard.
Do you remember, let me think here, A Black Rose Burial?
Yes.
Yeah, I love it.
That's wow, you haven't heard that name in a while.
Yeah, that's like one of my favorite like MySpace finds. Oh my god.
They had a song, if I'm not mistaken, and I used the name of their song in a reference to one of my Skippy Ickham tracks. The name of the song, I could be tripping out, maybe I'm wrong, but I believe it was Sledgehammer Facelift.
Sledgehammer
Rose Burial.
I think I was I'll tell you what.
Is that Rose Funeral?
I think that's Rose Funeral.
Ooh, maybe I'm mixing them up. I do remember a black. Oh, I gotta type that down so I don't forget to check that out.
I'm actually hold on. I'm doing it right now. Sledgehammer Facelift. Can you still hear me?
Yeah, I still hear you.
Okay, all right, hold on a second. Sledgehammer Facelift. Rose Funeral.
We're about to get some crazy videos pop up that you probably don't want to see.
Yeah, that's taking it back. Whoop. I can't believe how long ago it's been now.
Yeah, no, I found there was a band called it just left me. The front of their album was like Roman soldiers marching, and it wasn't We Came as Romans. It was a band that had a similar name like that. They had a Roman front album to it, and I actually got a chance to play with them in a place, I don't know if you've ever heard of it. It's been gone for years here in Pennsylvania. The Corner Pocket in Blairsville.
Can't say I heard of it.
It was a billiard venue where there was like 15 pool tables. And then there was this big-ass stage, and then there was a concession stand window where they served food out of and like chips and snacks and stuff. And people would go there and just play pool, and then they would have all these death metal bands come and play. And it was pretty awesome. It was a pretty cool place. It shut down, unfortunately, but my band still there. She had played there like 15 times, and it was always a packed building. Everybody always showed a lot of love, and definitely a cool venue to play. But we played with that band there, and then we played with this other band that was doing some big things called Vochantian. And then they disappeared shortly afterwards. They were on tour, and then they just came to an end.
We need venues like that in PA again.
What's that?
I said we need venues like that in Pennsylvania again.
Oh yeah, we do. I mean, that's the thing is the venues are hard to come by to find a good venue. I mean, and one of the things is I like the venue we played the other night. I don't know if you ever played Cativo yet or been to Cativo. I like that venue.
I've been there once, and I want to play there. Like, that's on my list of things to do for 2019. I love it.
When you were there, were you on the main floor, or did you go downstairs?
We were in the downstairs.
Okay, because I was going to say, that's where most of their shows are. I played there, 3 times now, but I played there 2 times, and both times was upstairs. One time was with our mutual friends from Over My Dead Body, which is actually how we met each other. Was upstairs though, and then I played there another time with some other metal bands, and I played upstairs. And then this past Tuesday was the first time I ever actually got to play downstairs, which is where like 95% of their shows are. I don't think they do upstairs shows very often.
Yeah, well, like I'd always heard about Cativo, but I'd never been there. And we went to go see. It was Feast on the Fallen, A Moment in Pompeii, Earth Groans, Convictions, and War of Ages. And I was kind of like, I don't even know what this place is going to be like. We get there, and I'm just like, this is going to be interesting. And then we go to the dock. It would have been last year.
Oh, son of a bitch. War of Ages is my favorite metal band of all time, like legitly ever.
Oh, dude, they were killer live. They didn't even have their bassist. I guess their bassist is like a youth group pastor or something like that.
Yeah, they're very religious guys.
Yeah, he wasn't able to be at the show they had. He had to finish up a couple things, and then he was coming out to like a couple dates later. But it was just they had the bass coming in through the monitors and stuff. But it was just the 2 guitarists, the drummer, and the singer. Like, dude, they put on a hell of a show, dude. It was great.
It was a really cool story. Sidetrack real quick. Really cool story is I remember being 16 years old. Me and my buddy Shep, shout out to him, great dude. We drove to Pittsburgh. We weren't from Pittsburgh at the time. Obviously, I am now. I've lived here for the last 10 years. But we drove to Pittsburgh to some small little shit-ass venue to see War of Ages, who at that time weren't signed. They weren't huge. They were just a very badass local band. They were from Erie, PA, and they killed it. And they were just a good area-known band.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember going to the show and watching it and meeting them there that night and just falling in love with these guys as a band and just being like, wow, these dudes, I already was listening to them, but seeing them live, I'm like, these guys are going to explode. And it was about a year later, they exploded. And then it was album after album. And now it's been, 15 years, and I've seen the career that they've built over the last 15 years and the albums they've released, and they truly have become my favorite metalcore band of all time. I've met them several times. I got to hang out with them after a show in Carson City one time. And just great dudes. Like I said, very religious, very nice guys, very amazing artists. I mean, their writing capability is very like orchestrated.
Yeah.
And just definitely one of the dopest metal bands I think to come out in a very long time.
And they've adapted well over time too. Like they have their core style, but like, you know what I mean? Like they've upped the ante over the years to keep with the times.
I completely agree. Yeah, if you listen to their first album to their newest album,
They're
totally very much War of Ages, but they've very much evolved.
Exactly.
You have to. If you're not evolving, you're going to get left behind. I mean, you can't stay the same exact sound or stagnant at all times because then you never grow. If you're not moving, you're standing still. Now, before we get too much deeper, I do want to have you kick into this other song because we've only got about roughly 11 minutes left on the show. and I wanted to get into your show for, or your shout out for your song for Esoteric Daydream Part 1. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
Esoteric Daydream Part 1. That I think is probably, that song was crazy. I remember sending Josh the guitar riffs for that because I wrote that song. And he was just like, that sounds weird, dude. And I'm like, just wait till you hear the drum beat I got for it. And I came up to his house. I recorded it up there. And he was just like, holy crap, that is heavy. And then it's a real simple, easy song to play. And just it's become one of our favorite. That's one of our other favorite ones to play live, too. It's just, overall, it's just, that's kind of what the 9SM thing is about. Just dissonant riffs, cool little grooves. And that's pretty much it. It's a good track overall.
I think that explains it very well, and I think you guys definitely have something going for yourselves. I think the fans would agree. And we're going to jump into this song here, and we'll be back in just a moment on Uncovering the Underground. And this song is called Esoteric Daydream Part 1 by 9 Stitch Method. We'll be back in just a moment.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's your boy, the Rooster from 9 Stitch Method, and you're listening to Uncovering the Underground with my dude, Skippy Ickham, on Speaker Podcast Radio, keeping it 100% underground.
And we're back on Uncovering the Underground. That was Esoteric Daydream Part 1 by 9 Stitch Method. Definitely an awesome track. If you didn't get to check out the tracks tonight and you missed them, don't worry. You can replay this. That's the great thing about Spreaker Podcast Radio. You can check it out not only live from their website and their Spreaker app, but you can download the episodes and listen to them after the fact or stream them live. Stream them direct. And that's pretty cool. So download the app if you like the show. You can check it out every other Thursday night. We do from 8 to 9 uninterrupted underground music, from 9 to 10:30 in-depth interviews with artists of all kinds of different music, whether it be dubstep, metal, underground hip-hop. We got some actors that are going to be in the show coming up that are in different series and television shows. We got a lot of different things on the lineup right now. I'm booked from now until the end of July, and I just have a slew of great artists and underground personalities that'll be on the show. We've want to show some love to the last couple artists that were on the show. We have Limit and we have Rob Trey. If you missed those episodes, make sure you check them out. You can listen to all past episodes on Spreaker Podcast as well. We will be airing in 2 weeks. It'll be Thursday, the 14th of February. And for those, thinking that is Valentine's Day, yes, we are doing a Valentine's Day show. And it is going to be with Dean, Dean. If you don't know who Dean is a great underground horrorcore rapper. I definitely dig his music. He's got bars. He's got a good look to him. And we'll be kicking it with him, getting to find out about his music, his background, a little bit more about him, during that show. So that's on February 14th, 8 to 9, uninterrupted underground music, 9 to 10:30, in-depth interview with Dean. And before we wrap up for the night, we do want to thank the Rooster from 9 Stitch Method for being on the show. We want to allow him a chance to give shout-outs to the people he wants to give shout-outs to, tell you guys where you can check out his music, and then we'll say farewell to you for the night, and we'll catch you in 2 weeks. Rooster, why don't you go ahead and give us some shout-outs?
All right, buddy. Shout-outs tonight are going to go out to First Angel Media, Rock Rage Radio, Build the Scene. Let me see, what are some of the good ones here? Yeah, fuck it. Drusky's the one putting us on these big shows. I'll say Drusky. Just people in general going out to shows, coming out and supporting local music, even as much as commenting on statuses, liking, sharing. It all goes a long way. People don't realize that. And to our friends and family that put up with our shenanigans doing this music stuff, to Brutal Business Entertainment for putting up with us and having us on their show for the evening.
Absolutely.
As far as platforms for music, we have all of our stuff on Bandcamp right now. That's 9stitchmethod at bandcamp.com. We have 3 albums up there, all free for download. You can find us on YouTube. That's 9 Stitch Method at YouTube. Easy. We have a Reverb Nation page, I believe. We will, before the end of 2019, we'll be on Spotify and iTunes as well. I think that's about, we're on Facebook as well. I think that's pretty much all the bases right there.
Pretty much everywhere, and that's the way it should be. You want to get yourself out there, and these days you have to be on every single platform.
Yeah, you ain't
constantly
kidding.
keep making more. Well, lastly, like I said, I did want to say thank you again for coming on the show. It was great having you. If you haven't checked them out, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you check out their music. On the links that he just mentioned, you'll love it. Definitely a very progressive, great underground sound, and we were happy to have them on the show. Much love to you, Rooster. A couple things I wanted to get into is I did want to give shout-outs to Underground on Top, Sky Music Group, Underground Nation Magazine, Legion Artwork, 5 Milligram Artwork, Troll Concert and Videos, Underground Beat with Madam President, Replicon Radio, Pop Pittsburgh, DKM Beats, Sidebar, as you mentioned, Drusky Entertainment. We got Tragic Hero Productions, and of course all you guys that are fans out there. Much love to our sponsor for the evening and my personal sponsor of my music, Tattooed Scumbag, Joe Ball. We want to thank you for your love and supporting us. And, you can check out their merch. Go to Google, search Tattooed Scumbag. Their site will pop up. Check them out. If you use promo code Brutal Business Entertainment, you get 20% off of your order for the time being. Got awesome merch. You should definitely check them out. I'm in love with the clothes that I got from them. Do got a huge underground contest that is dropping within the next 2 weeks. Keep an eye out for it. There will be a lot of different prizes, cash prizes, promo prizes, artwork, and just all kinds of other great things. It will be a huge underground hip-hop contest for anybody that is listening and interested. Make sure you hit the share button on that and help us out. We do got several wrestling events coming up, as we recently announced that Brutal Business Underground Professional Wrestling has launched. we are going to be announcing news on several big, large-scale underground wrestling events in the West Virginia area. We got a lot of modeling things coming out as well, along with a lot of music. So make sure you're checking out Brutal Business on Facebook, on Instagram, and anywhere else on social media. Our brand new website will be launched by the end of February, and we'll keep you posted on that. It'll be your one-stop shop for everything Brutal Business. Other than that, guys, I want to thank you for tuning in to Underground on Top, for tuning in to Uncovering the Underground. I'm looking at my list here and reading the wrong words. I want to thank you for, obviously your love. Spread it around. Keep showing love. Catch us again in 2 weeks on the 14th of February, and we'll see you then. You guys have a great night, and we'll talk to you guys soon.